Are you Amish? No, I'm holiness. I have water and electricity, and I love them both. I could never live in a dress. They interfere with everything. Well, I have found that I can do anything in a dress that I ever did in pants. You know, God doesn't care what you wear. Well, I believe that He has called me to dress this way and to live in this lifestyle, so I'm going to submit to Him. Like, can you wear pants inside your house? Yes, Morgan. I can wear pants inside my house around my family. Do your parents force you to dress like that? Should I call someone? No. I'm actually the only one in my family who exclusively wears skirts. But the question I get asked the most is why. So let's talk about that. I wasn't raised like this. Yep, there's a picture of me in skinny jeans. It's weird, even for me to look at. But I was so Christian back then, and I would go to Bible class once a week. I know. How nerdy. But I could be any one of you in Bible trivia. Well, maybe not you, Pastor, but you are a pastor, so. But even though I was Christian back then, I wasn't a holiness Christian. Now, when I say holiness and holiness Christians, how many of you know who I'm talking about? That's what I thought, not a lot of you. So, as a holiness Christian, let me talk a little bit about ourselves. We live a separated life from the world, and even differently than other Christians. We take the Bible truthfully and literally because we use it to shape our lives, because we want our lives to reflect God. So you'll see us dressed differently. The girls are usually in longer skirts and the guys are in long pants, and usually we are wearing longer sleeves, and the girls will have their hair long and some might even choose to cover it. But other than just clothes and our appearance, we don't drink and we don't smoke and we don't have premarital sex. And sometimes that even goes as far as no hand holding before marriage. So that joke about Christians and hand holding does have a lot of merit. And then you'll even find that some of us don't wear wedding bands. But all of these are just outward expressions to an inward change that happened in all of us. And I didn't know about that lifestyle either. That was until 5th grade when a friend of mine asked me if I wanted to go to a kids club at a local church. Oh, I quickly agreed. It would be just like those Bible classes that I used to take. And when I got there, it was everything that I could have wanted it to be. And then I noticed that all the female helpers were in skirts. Now, I didn't think much of that. I thought they were just dressing up for church. I knew that was something that people did. But the more I hung out with these people, the more I realized they wore skirts every single day. So I would ask them why. And they told me it was for modesty and gender distinction and godly dress, and they gave me some Bible verses to back it up. So I would ask God, I'd be like, is this something that you want me to do with my life? And giving the topic of my talk, I'm going to let you guys guess what that answer was. And I knew that God was going to give me the courage to stand out in such a way, in such a vibrant way for my Christian faith. See, most people find this change that I made unnecessary and even oppressive, but I have found it one of the most needed and most liberating things that I have ever done. So I dress modestly. Now, some of you may know what modest means. Others may not, and some of you may have a warped view of what modesty is. But modesty to me is covering the most sensual parts of my body, and I have found that the best way to do it for me is skirts. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't like hiding under my clothes. I don't like baggy, unflattering, super loose clothes. I like to think I love the style of my clothes, and I like to think that my style is pretty cute. But if you don't agree with me, please don't tell me. But I know what some of you are thinking. The only reason a girl would want to cover herself up is to stop a man's mind from wandering into immoral thoughts. I want to dismiss this warped view of modesty right now. You see, I don't dress the way I do for men, and I'm not forced to dress this way. Rather, it was a decision that I made for myself to submit and glorify my God. So today, I want to change your understanding of modesty. And to do that, I want to change the word modesty with the word dignity. You see, I dress myself with dignity. I dress to not show off because I don't want the entire world to be able to see every curve of my body, as I have found that even the loosest pants do. I dress in a way of respect. Respect for myself, my future husband, and my God, my King, my Creator. See, in Genesis 1:27, it says, God created man in his own image. In the image of God, he created him. Male and female, he created them. You see, this is a core foundation of my Christian faith. This is differences in genders in men and women. See, I believe that is God's design that men and women are different, but equal. So, to show this to the world, we dress in gendered clothing as a way to show our holiness community and our submission to Christ and his ideals. So, I wear skirts to step into my womanhood and to have a set apart femininity from the rest of the world. And I know this whole aesthetic screams 1950s housewife. But that might not be far off. You see, most people in the holiness connections submit to more traditional gender roles. See, I want a man who is a provider and a protector and a wise, stable man of God. But to get that, I need to be his opposite, but not less important. You see, I need to be a nurturer and a caretaker and a sensitive, wise woman of Christ. So I dress modestly and femininely to show that. And then, see, because I strive to be a stay-at-home mom someday, to homeschool my kids and to be my husband's helper. So when I'm looking for someone, I'm going to look for someone who looks a little more masculine than anyone else. See, women are just as vital as men, but different. And when put together in a godly marriage, to me, it makes one of the best partnerships. Now, I know not all of you today are going to agree with this ideal of mine, and that's okay. You see, we all have the free will to choose whatever we believe in, and I'm not trying to force my beliefs on you today. So now I want you to imagine that you are going on vacation. I love vacation. I hope you do too. I want you to imagine that you're going to Gatlinburg, Tennessee, and you need to get some groceries. So you pop into Walmart to find the best bunch of bananas. And you start to realize that there's a ton of people there. But they all look like me. They're all in long skirts or long pants. They all have long sleeves on. And you're thinking, aren't they hot? It is almost 70 degrees outside. They must be hot. So then you start to wonder if maybe the Amish convention's in town, or maybe the 1950s lost half their population. But this is a true story. We got stared at Walmart in Gatlinburg when we were going to convention. Even one of the store clerks was like, oh, I just love it when you holy rollers come to town. Holy rollers? I'm not really sure what she meant by that, but I do like the word holy. You should see us in the Starbucks line because you wonder if someone is getting married. But no, it's just the holiness people dressed up for church. So I get it. When we go anywhere in a collective group of people, it kind of looks like the cast of Little House on the Prairie invaded the streets. But I get it. I stare at people too that look like me. Whenever I go to an amusement park and I see a family that I think could be holiness because all the girls are in skirts and they have long pants, I'm like, oh my word, Dia, are they holiness? Should I go talk to them? I should go ask them. I never do. But I realize that I notice the people that look like me. So other people must notice when we look different. And this comes from Romans 12:2. And do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, so that you may prove what the will of God is, that which is good and acceptable and perfect. As a Christian, I'm not supposed to fit in to the world and its ideals. I'm not supposed to conform, but rather live a life that is pleasing to God and His teachings. I don't fit in, and that's fine, because people notice what's different about me, and sometimes they ask. And when they ask, I get to tell them a little bit about what I believe in and why I do what I do. And that is my greatest calling of all. What brings me so much joy when people ask me questions. So, as you can tell, I am not your average high schooler, but I still make friends, like Giovanna Astley. Now, the only thing that we agree on is that a good burger makes a great meal, and that we take really long to reply to a text message. But on every other spectrum, we could not be more different. Where politics are concerned, we're on the complete opposite side. We can never agree on a single topic. See, Gia in the future, she wants to be an independent, self-made woman. I want the exact opposite. Oh, she wants to rely on no man, but I want the exact opposite. I want a life where marriage and family and faith is the center point of that. I'm religious, and Gia, she is a straight atheist. But even with these differences, we have found a way to respect each other and even like each other. See, I really like how Gia deeply cares for her friends, and her quirky sense of humor always makes me laugh. And I also admire how she is unapologetically herself. But as I say that, that might be another thing that we have in common. See, I asked Gia what she likes about me, and she said that she loves my optimistic attitude, my intelligence, my musical abilities, and my devotion to my friends. So I want to leave you guys with this idea that we're never going to agree on a single topic or lifestyle. But that's okay. I want to urge you guys to make friends with people who are completely different than you, because you'll learn so much from them. I have learned so much from Gia, and I'm sure Gia has learned just as much from me. And just as I hope you guys have learned a little bit about me today, so no, I am not oppressed. I really am the most comfortable wearing pants inside my house. Thank you.